In this video, I will show you how to create an assignment. So to create an assignment, you can give it a title. So let's say verb tenses, and you can add additional instructions. You can upload a file, add a YouTube video, and so on and so forth. And you can also create a certain online document, such as a text document, a deck of slides, a kind of an Excel file, a form, or a drawing. So actually, the docs can contain your question with, let's say, empty spaces for the students to answer. Google will create multiple copy, like one copy for each student, so that they can answer in those files, and they will return them to you so that you can correct them, add comments to them, and return them back to the students. The same can be done with the other tools, but I find that particularly the drawings tool is fun to use because you can, say, create two different circles and throw a bunch of words and ask the students to classify the words into one of those circles. Let's say you create one circle for the past tenses and the past participle, and then you ask the students to actually classify the verbs that you give to them into those two different circles. It could be about, let's say, online campaigns and offline campaigns, and they have to classify the tools into those two different categories. So let me create a Google Doc in which I want to add kind of an opening question. It could be complete the following sentence. It could be, let's say, strike the incorrect answer, and so on and so forth. So let's suppose you want to create something like this one, and you want to use the right verb. So when I saw my pen, Mary was, and then you give them a space to complete the sentence in the room. They can also use almost the same style, but with the strike the incorrect answer. In this case, you just specify the two words, and they will have to, let's say, either highlight or strike the correct answer. So they can highlight it in this way using the highlight color tool. They can also strike the incorrect answer, let's say, by actually formatting it in this way. Just let me find the tool. So I think it's in Format, Text, and Strike Through. Okay, so we can highlight the correct answer or strike the incorrect answer. Okay, or we can do both, really, as you like. So once this is prepared, this is done, we can give it a name. So we can call it verb tenses. I can give it the name of the topic, the subject. I'm gonna close this document, and I can ask Google Classroom to make this file viewable by my students, editable by all my students, or I can make a copy for each student. And this is really a very nice feature. If I click on it, then one copy will be made available for each student. It's a different copy. Each one of the students can separately answer in those files. So as usual, I can specify the subset of my students, the groups on which for which I want to assign this work. I can also select my sections. I can select the points that I will attribute by the end to the students by the end of this assignment. I can select the date, and I can add a topic for this. I'll call it the assignment or class or homework, whatever you want. What's really nice is that you can also create rubric when you want to correct the answers of the student. So we will talk about this later on, and you can also activate the originality reports. As usual, you can schedule this, save it as a draft, or just assign it right away to the students. Let's see from the student side how this works. So now that I have the assignment available here, I can see it as a student in the classwork. It's popping up right away. And if the student clicks on the view assignment, we'll see the title, the description, and the file. When the students click on the file, so each student now has the same file name, but with their first and last name appended to it at the beginning. So it's really a copy dedicated to that student. And now the student can do whatever they want with their file. So here they can answer with the word that they find suitable, and they can change whatever they want in it. So of course here it's useless because I already gave them the answer in the second case, okay? But just in case, so just to show you what the students can also do, they can also post certain comments. So dear sir, is it normal that we have the answer here? And once done, the student can turn in the file from this button, or actually they can also go back to this page here, and they can turn it on from this page. So now they can click on turn in. They can also create their own file. At any moment, if they get it wrong, they can unsubmit. They can do certain changes. They can add or create other files, and then can finally turn in once again, as long as the deadline allows for it. So once this is done, they can go to the course and continue learning the other parts. So as for the instructor, once they see the number of turned on assignments, they can go ahead and start correcting the assignments. So as you may notice, I'm seeing a completely different version, the version where the student answered the question. And I can also see the comment of the student. So here I can go and see that the student left me a certain comment. I can click on it to reply to it. Yes, true. Don't worry. And then I can actually grade the assignment, and I can also post private comments. Really good. So once I'm done with this, I can return this to the student, or if I finished correcting all the assignments, I can return all of them. So if you don't return from this part, you can go to the assignment here and you can select all the assignments and you can return them. So let me just put manually a grade for the students. Let's say it's 80, and I would return it to the student I can say keep going. So now the student will get a notification on her or his mobile device, and that he or she can see all the commands that are given to them, and they can also see the commands that are given within the file. Of course, I could do this for all the students one by one for this assignment. Again, on the student side, when they click on this assignment, they can see my comments. They can resubmit if it is allowed after correcting the few mistakes, for example, and so on and so forth. In the next video, I will show you how to create an assignment and or edit the assignment to add actually the rubrics to it.